Hello, it's Cassie Oelberg in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, and we are going to do the fourth sketch from the January virtual crop on Fast Fab Pages. So I just want to remind you that there is going to be a fifth week this time, and February virtual crop won't be out yet. So if you could just drop in the comments below what you would like to see. We could do a project recipe. We could do one of the playbooks. We could turn them into double page spreads if they just have one page. We could even do on the bright side, there's not a project recipe for that. So if you would like to see what I did with my people the other week, then I would be more than happy to help you with that. So just drop into the comments what you'd like to see, and that's what we'll do. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get to the fourth virtual crop for January. I love it whenever the Fab pages go right along and I can keep going right in order. Sometimes, I mix it up a little bit if the next page isn't working for the sketch, but this one is one of the times that it did. So let's head over there and check this out. It's super fun. Okay, so we are going to do this fourth sketch from the virtual crop, and lots of really fun banners. As you can see, this one is going to come all the way over the edge, so it's going to cover this up. So the first thing that we're going to do is just turn this into all one page. So in order to do that, I'm going to grab my trimmer. Oh, there it is. Hiding right here in plain sight. And all you have to do is choose Fast Fab pages that have matching paper. That is key when doing this trick. And as you can see, that was last week's sketch, and we happen to have matching paper for the very next page, and this automatically gets covered up by the sketch. So if you just measure, we need 2 1/4 inches, and that will cover that right up, and we'll make it match the other side of the paper. So that's always fun whenever the pages just go right along with what the sketch is doing. So put this down, and now we have exactly what we need, and we can get started. And you'll see we're going to put layers on top of this, so I didn't take a whole lot of time making sure all the little lines matched up because most of it's getting covered up, but just wanted to have that there. Okay, so now the next thing that we need to do is just create our 3-sided frames. So as you can see, these are frames that go right along and give us that little tiny border to it. If you are working with a sheet of paper, then you might just cut the sheet of paper out and put it on top of the next one, and now you have used 2 sheets of paper. But if you're using the Cassie method, then all you have to do is use this as your base paper, and then create the 3-sided frame to go around the outside. So there, it's a 1/4 inch frame. You can stack these and do it. Sometimes that makes me a little nervous, but we're going to go ahead and give it a try because it makes them be as the same as possible. So we're going to go top and bottom. I always worry that they're going to wiggle a little. Let's see. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to stack them back to back like this. I'm going to put a little, look at it, on the fly decisions. I'm the queen of that. Okay, now I'm going to stack them. That repositionable tape is going to pull right apart. It's on the back side, so it won't ruin my beautiful molten lava paper. It's going to help keep everything. I'm going to put some right towards the edges too. But this will make it so that my frames will exactly match each other. And that is just going to look super sharp going across the page. So I'm excited about this. We can see it right here on the air. You got to take your time and not get excitable on camera and make them actually line up. Okay, check both sides. Those look as lined up as a girl can get. So we're going to take it and put it at a 1/4 inch. Measure top to bottom to make sure that it is on both sides. I'm going to bring the front down to 1 1/4. And that means that the cut will start at a 1/4. And if you go like this, now make sure you push hard because remember, we're going through 2 layers of molten lava paper. Then if you flip it to the other side and you do your 1/4 inch, top to bottom. Bring it down 1 1/4. And now all we have to do is this little edge. Bring it down the front to 1 1/4, cut to 1/4. And this time we have to stop here at this cut line and look at that. 2 frames cut together exactly the same. Life is good. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. Okay, so now these are going to come apart. Ah, I love that method. I love it when I have moments of genius. As my friend Esther would say, I'm just so modest. No, anyway, here we go. Oh, and we're going to change the tape. Okay, so this is super simple, guys. When you change your tape, you want to look in here. Look at this, boogers. This is repositionable tape boogers. They happen all the time. And you can just use your multi-purpose tool, pull those out. Look, see this gummy stuff? That's what causes your tape to roll up in there and maybe not run as smooth. So you just want to make sure every time you change that tape, just go ahead and clean it out, wipe its little nose. You'll be so much happier. And then you pop your new tape in. Remember that this is just your little thing that keeps it from getting stuff stuck in between usage. And now we can put this down. So you just line it up. Goes all the way across here. Line it up across the bottom. And now it mimics having another layer of paper. And since we stacked them and did it together, they're both perfectly the same and ready to go. How fun is that? Okay. This over. Always worried I'm going to get my head right in the way. Just what you want to look at, the top of my head, right? I think I got the right angle going. Okay. And there we go. So now we've put the frame around the outside of these two, and we are ready to move on. We're going to do lots of covering things up on this one. So next thing that we want are these borders that go across. The reason we want to do the borders next is because we cut, I lied. The next thing I want to do are these sections right here that go across the page. Because you want to put the bottom layers on first, right? So we need one that is 12 inches by 6.5 to go on this side. And then we need 7 by 6.5 to go over here. So 12 by 6.5. Cannot wait for that new trimmer where this base part will be 6.5. That's going to be so exciting. And then, I want to cut this one too. So this one we want, let's see, 7 by 6.5. So that's going to go over here. This is going to go here. And we are going to put it down two inches from the bottom. So I just love a good sketch. Get your juices flowing, super fun. So 2 inches from the bottom. And then over here, yep, that's a 6.5. making sure my eyes do not deceive me. And 2 inches from the bottom. Okay, so now that's down, and let's look at our sketch and see which layer goes on next. This one is all about the layers, right? So we're going to put these borders down next. The circle is going to go over top over here. Here we're going to, tuck it under just a little bit. So when we tape this down, we want to make sure that we have a multi-purpose tool handy to be able to slide it under, and that way we have it just the way we want it. So let's get our punch out. I am going to use this super fun whimsical border. I love it. And we are going to need 4 of them. So when you're cutting with these, this is the space that is cut between these black lines. So if you line it up to a black line, you put it against the top over here. When you slide it, you line up the triangle. So if you see this little triangle, and it puts a triangle on your paper. So you line up the triangle and the design, but you don't push it against the top. See, you'd end up with a very crooked border if you put that against the top. So you just want to be aware of that. That's why I love doing in-person classes too, because you can kind of watch the people around you and see where they might need a little direction, because sometimes you need a little help. Now, this piece I can still use, but it's a little bit short to be able to see if it's getting lined up in the right spot. So you see how I just add a little bit of repositionable tape to that? It extends the line so I can see where it starts over here, and then I just punch. So you could also use a Post-it note to do that, but I like to just use what I have handy, and I always have a little bit of repositionable tape and some more paper handy. So this one across is long enough. I love this new border. So cute. There we go. And now we just need one more. So let me grab a little bit more white. I have my little messy folder over here. Grab another white border. And I'm going to go ahead and tape it down to get it started. And I'm just making sure that I'm lined up over here because I just need it to get started. So I didn't need it to be a whole 12-inch piece that goes across. I just needed to be able to get my measurement right there so that I start the black line. And then after that, it doesn't matter. And there we go. So 4 of these, so cute. Okay. Back over to our page, and we're going to put this above and below our paper. So just line it right along here. And then, what's really fun about this is that this pattern kind of matches what we use to indicate a border on the sketches. So that's kind of fun too. These I can cut down to 7 inches if I would like. So I don't have to go all the way across. So I'm just going to go like this. I'm going to measure across here. I could use my trimmer too, but I'm just going to snip because a bunch of it's going to get covered up. I don't need it to be perfect. And I'm all about the quick, right? Okay, this was the straight one. And we're going to be covering that up with a banner. So no reason to waste my time getting it exactly right. It's all about knowing where you can save the time in your scrapbooking, right? Because time matters. Okay. Now we would like to do these 2 6.5-inch circles here and here. So let's go ahead. This uses the largest circle in your patterns. If you number them, then it's number 3. And we're going to use the blue blade. Now remember, the blue blade cuts the furthest away from the template. So that means it's going to be the largest on the outside and the smallest on the in. And you just want to make sure that you have left enough room to do the circle on the paper and not go off the side. So you saw me go back around. That's because I could feel myself missing a spot. And so I went back. Get 2 out of the same sheet of paper. I'm going to make sure it's going to go. If I'm going to have a spot where it's not going to be on the paper, that would be okay because we really only need half of a circle on the top side. But they actually both fit quite nicely on one sheet of paper. So see, we just had to do diagonals. And now we can still do some smaller circles up there if we have another project to do. Okay. Now on the left-hand side, we only need half of a circle. So I don't know if you've ever cut a half of a circle, but if you just put it up against the top, then it's going to cut it exactly in half. This one looks like, though, it's a little bit more than half. So I'm not going to cut it exactly in half. I'm just going to come over to here, and I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger than half. And then this one is going to get tucked. Remember I said about that multi-purpose tool? I'm just going to pull it up here a little bit. And I'm going to tuck this. Oh, that actually could have been a half. I think I'm going to use this side. There we go. Tuck that under. And voila. Okay, over to the other side. We're going to put this one on the bottom. It's going to have lots of layers on it, so you don't really see it as much, but it's just going to go right over here. Voila. Now we're going to layer all of these beautiful banners. I just love that look. Whenever you put all the banners across the page, they're so pretty. So we're going to start with this big banner over here on this side, and it is going to be 4 by 12. So we're going to just take and cut this at 4 inches. And then remember, when you do your banner, you're just going to fold this over. You've got your corner with the open there, and then this is the folded up here. So you want to go from the open corner to the closed spot up there, and now you have a banner. The sharper the angle on your cut is, the deeper the banner is going to go. So I did that one a little bit deep. I like that look, and that's what I'm sticking with. But if I wanted it to be shallower, I could have just done a shallower cut. So now I'm going to do the ones over here. Remember, the first one is going to go all the way up against, and that's why we did not have to cover that. We're going to do a 3 by 12. And now I'm just going to fold and do that same thing. Just just make your banner however you want, but you just do it from the open side diagonally to the closed side. And it's just going to go right up against. So it covers this up, and that's why we didn't have to worry about covering it up when we were getting our pages ready to go. Of course, I say that, and then I have a little bit sticking through. So if that bothered me, which honestly, honest to goodness, if I wasn't doing this online, it would not bother me at all, and I wouldn't even bother doing this. But I'm just going to show you because I know I have many people that like it to match exact. And so for those of you that love that, I'm just going to show you that all you have to do is when you catch a little problem like that, you can fix it. I just need to put it down far enough that my border is going to cover it. And voila, all fixed. See how simple that is? Very simple. And like I said, I wouldn't have even bothered to do it on my own personal page, but since I'm showing it to other people, and I know I have people that would like that to really match, then I like to make sure I honor that and take care of it. So now we need a 2 by, where's my, there we go. I'm going to put this 2 by 11.5 inch down. And the reason I'm going to put that down next is because this one, as you see, layers on top, and it's all about the layers. So 2 by 11.5. Bar goes up, and 11.5. And this time I'm going to cut my banner, and then I'm going to lay it there, but I'm not going to commit until I have my other banners cut. And that way I can decide exactly where I want them to lay. So this is just going to go here, approximately here, but we're going to cut our other ones first. So now I'm going to cut these rainbows at 1 inch. It said 1 inch. 1 inch. That's funny. Okay. 1 inch by 11. Okay, so it already was 11. The banner. And go on top. And finally, our last one is going to be 2 by 10, and I'll flip it and use the flowers. And banner this. And I'm going to put that one a little tiny bit over top. So. And I'm just moving this over onto here because I want to make sure that it's less than 1 inch space here, so that my banner overlaps both of these. And then the last banner is going to go right over here. And look at all that beautiful layering. Just love it. Okay. So there we go. And now we are going to start adding photos. Because really our pages are all about our photos, but all of that was to get this beautiful baseline going on. So the last thing we're going to do is put our photos on, and I am going to go ahead and I was thinking about matting them in the starry blue, but you know what? I think I'm going to mat in this molten lava. I just think I'm going to like it better. I might run, oh no, I won't run out because I got 2 of these. Forgot there's 2. So I'm going to just mat it on what we cut out of the center of those frames. I'm going to like that better. Sometimes I start building and I go, you know what? I had planned to do this and now I'm going to do that. And that is okay. So go ahead and let's see what photos I'm using first. That would be a good thing to go with. So I already collected a pile for myself. And over here, I'm going to do a 4x6, my husband and my baby girl. And then I think I'm going to do, these 2 are going to go like this. Actually, I think this is going to go down here. And this is going to go over here. So let's grab our photo trimmer and make that happen. So that's going to go up here. This one is going to be a 4x3. So we're going to cut this. And I have lots and lots of pictures of these. Let's see. You know what? We're going to make this be a tall one. 3 by 4. Yep, that's going to make me happier. This one will be our 4x3. And then this one will be another 3x4. Take a little bit off this side and another little bit off that side. Okay. Yep, that makes me happy. Okay, so now we need our mats. So I'm going to do my 4 1/4. And then this is going to be 6 1/4 for my large picture. Okay. And then this is 4 1/4. And I can do, let's see. Three and a quarter. No. Yep, 3 1/4. Okay. So this one taped down. This was so fun. This was the castle that we happened upon. We were actually looking for a restaurant, but there was this roundabout and it was going the wrong way because we were in England and we ended up on the wrong road. And as we were trying to get turned back around, we saw a castle. And so, of course, being my family, we said, well, we can't not go to the castle. That would be crazy. So we went to the castle, and it was the best mistake we could have possibly made because we got there, and everybody was so friendly. And they said, hey, did you know that if you get this English Heritage Pass, that you can go to the castle on the English Heritage Pass, and it actually would cost the young people less money, and the older people only 6 more euros. But if you go anywhere else, it's going to overpay for itself. And so we totally rerouted our trip based on getting these passes. And we ended up going to all of these amazing castles that we hadn't even planned into our trip. But we were like, well, when else are we going to have a car in England and a heritage pass that gets us all this parking and all of these places that we can go? And so we just went for it, and we went all the places, and we did all the things, and we had the best time this summer together. And that is what being an Oelberg, fly by the seat of your pants kind of a person gets you. Because in this family, you never know what's going to happen or when the plans are going to change. And you just have to be ready to go with the flow. So all the time we have people say to us, you would be so fun to travel with. And we're like, you might kill us, but you know, you might just kill us. Oh, because we can change. We can change on a dime, baby. Okay, so here we go. And now we're going to do photos on the other side. So we got this 4x6 picture to go up here. And I'm actually going to do 2 4x6 pictures because look at that. You don't want to get rid of that. And then over here, I am going to do my 3x4s. So let's go ahead and make this happen. Cut my mats for over here first. So these are going to be 6 1/4. By 4 1/4. And you know, guys, I feel like I failed a little bit there. I was planning to show you some magic mats. I know that I have shown them off before, and you probably know how to do them by now. But I like to get those in any chance that I get, and it saves me paper, and I do love to save some paper, but especially this paper. But I forgot, so forgive me. Of course, I didn't even have to tell you that because you didn't know what my plan was. Okay, so now we've got these 2, and then over here, we're going to do these 2. So I'm going to do a 3x4. And then this one, we're going to do a 4x3. Look at all the small spaces you can sit in when you are less than 5 feet tall. Some people think that being short is a curse. I think it's a blessing. I love my shortness. Plus, I get to help all my tall friends feel useful. Kidding. Oh. But it is comical some days whenever you go to the grocery store. You can't reach anything. And then you ask a tall person and they smile nice at you. And then I'm just thankful. So there's 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I've made some great friends that way. So I think this will work. Okay. That's going down there. And this one will go up here. Super happy with this sketch. Oh my goodness. I love banners. I love layers. Okay, you guys have me. I love a lot of things. Okay. Ta-da! And that is sketch 4. So I'm just going to pop back over here and remind you to pretty please drop in the comments below what you'd like to see next week, and we'll make it happen. Have a great day, and thank you for joining.